Right, let's write each of these numbers as a decimal. We're going to practice. So remember to write a percent as a decimal. Literally what percent means is per 100 or divided by 100. So what we're really doing when we're changing a percent to a decimal is we're taking off that percent sign that means per 100 and dividing by 100. Okay, but as kind of a shortcut, so we're not writing that out each time, what we have learned to do is just to move the decimal 2 places to the left, because that's what happens when you divide by 100. So here we take the decimal 2 places to the left, and that would give us 2.46. Notice just like we had up here. 0.34%. Again, to lose that sign, you move the decimal 2 places to the left, even if it looks a little crazy, like on this one. Fill any blanks with zeros, so we end up with 0.0034. And finally, 16%. Again, we're just going to take the decimal. Notice there wasn't a point shown. If there's not a point shown, you assume it's at the end of the number, the right side. We're going to move that 2 places to the left, and that gives us 0.16. Now, sometimes they'll write it as 0.16. That's just so that you can be sure that's a decimal point and not just a speck. Okay, but that is how we write percents as decimals. Okay, I'm going to take it one step further. It says find 4,355 divided by 7,040 rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent. So they want us to first divide these numbers, and then they want us to write it as a percent, and then they want us to round if we need to. Okay, so first we're going to divide. Take out a calculator and do 4,355 divided by 7,040. Put them in the calculator exactly in that order if you're using a calculator. If you flip the numbers around, it's going to give you the wrong answer. Okay, when we do that, we get 0.618607 and then some. The next thing they wanted us to do was write that as a percent. Now to do that, remember we move our decimal 2 places to the left, or excuse me, to the right, because we're writing it as a percent. We're going back the other direction. So we get 61.8607%. And then we want to round that to the nearest tenth. Now the tenth is 1 place after the decimal point, so we want to cut it off here. To decide whether you round up or stay, you look at that next number. If it's 5 or larger, we round up. If it's smaller than 5, we just stay. 6 is larger than 5, so that means we're going to round our 8 up. It would round up to 9, so we get 61.9%. So first we divided, got our decimal, moved that decimal point 2 places to the right so we could have it as a percent,